The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, I'm Gary Ball. Welcome to the 20th season of the Scholastic Ball Report. We've got a great show for you this week. As always, we've got a feature from WKYT from around the state. We have two Roberts Insurance teams of the week, Paul Lawrence Dunbar swim team and Gray Crossing wrestling team. That's unique. From Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet driver of the week with some great sports action. From UK Sports Medicine Healthcare, athletic training tips, Rob Olery is in. But we know what you want. You want the best highlights in the state? Well, we got them. It's called Game Time with Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard, and Lindsey Goff.
LCA and Lexington Catholic, they've had some good endings over the years whether it was buzzer beaters or blown leads, blowouts, and back and forth tugs of war. We've seen it all. It's always spirited, though, when the holy war commences. Once everyone got through the airport security here, we were ready for some basketball. The home team came out firing Tyler Doyle from straightaway. T. Doyle rules. Even with Doyle. Meanwhile, LCA gave up scoring for Lent this year. The Eagles without a shot attempt until the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Saxton Howard drains it. Solid name. Braylon Moss with a three from the wing. That'll make Mama Larkin proud. But LCA had no answer for Lexington Catholic on the offensive end. John Reinhart with 3 of his 23 points tonight. Lexington Catholic wins the district easily, 61-39.
Neighbor helping neighbor. At Whitaker Bank, we believe in giving back to our communities. Through our many sponsorships, we help provide our fellow Kentuckians with family-friendly fun and events, and scholarships to help students reach their dreams. We know you need banking to be fast and easy. We help with personalized services like mobile deposit. Get the app today and app, snap, deposit. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Now with locations in Lexington, call 1-800-829-5680 for a free no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritis-kneepain.com.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and Declan Teitelbaum has given it his best shot over his 13 years of life.
He's had a lot of challenges and has always kind of had the cards stacked against him. And for him to literally have a shot, that's really cheesy to say, but for him to have a shot, it was just beautiful.
Declan has had health challenges, illnesses, and allergies that have sometimes kept him from being a normal kid. But that's never stopped him.
I don't try to fight it or back down. I just go with the flow, I guess.
On Saturday, Declan's school was playing Fleming County. With a few minutes left in the game, the 7th grader checked in, and what happened next has gone viral.
They're saying, Declan Teitelbaum, and then it was kind of silent, and then it's in, and the whole gym was screaming.
It took a couple attempts, but Declan made the layup with the assist from an unlikely teammate, his opponent, Logan Applegate.
Seeing this kid, he's a little bit smaller than everybody else. Like, obviously, I didn't know the circumstances that he's went through, but I just seen him and I thought, I mean, heck, give this man a shot.
And what a shot it was, right before Declan's birthday.
I remember thinking, like, a week in advance, like, oh man, I gotta get that shot before I turn 13. I was like, well, that's really cool.
The two and their families are now bonded forever, thanks to a play not drawn up during a timeout, but from just being a good sport.
You know, for him to do that in that moment, you know, without being prompted, just shows what kind of young man he is, what kind of, you know, kindness he has in his heart, and the values and sportsmanship and how he was raised.
It's just like somebody you never met, just feels so close in such an instant.
It may have not been a buzzer beater, but it's certainly a victory.
It just makes me feel like I'm playing for something now, more than just, you know, just playing.
Hello and welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor one of the 2 Roberts Insurance Teams of the Week, the boys swimming team from Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. And with us is swimming coach Cole Pleasance and 5 of his swimmers. Welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report, Cole.
Thank you, glad to be here.
Coach, you are fresh off a KHSAA region and state swimming and diving championship, which was outstanding. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, we are the 2023 Region 8 combined boys and girls regional champions. And that was a great stepping stone to our main goal of the performance at our state championship meet this past weekend. Our boys finished runner-up behind St. X. That was the first time since 2009 we've been able to complete this status. And our girls finished in 5th place, which is the highest finish they've had since 2016. And we were able to capture the combined title for the 3rd time in a row and our 6th in our school history. So it was a great weekend for our team and athletes.
So talk a little bit about how many swimmers swim for you at Dunbar.
We have 70 swimmers and divers on our roster.
Wow.
It's a big number.
That's fantastic. It's just good to see the sport of swimming and diving grow. So today, if you would, introduce the 5 swimmers that you have with us today and tell us a little bit about each one.
We have Mark DiTilio, Blake Sammons, Nathan Zhu, Alex Oceanbine, and Seneca Otto. They are 5 state champions we had this past weekend. They're state champions in the boys 200 medley relay. Seneca Otto is state champion in the boys 50 free, and then Alex Oceanbine is state champion and new Kentucky state record holder in the boys 100 breaststroke.
Fabulous. So I want to talk to a couple of them. So let's start with Alex. Alex, how long have you been involved in the sport of swimming?
Basically my whole life. I started when I was about 6, so it's been like 11, 12 years. So been a long time.
So you may do multiple events, but what's your favorite swimming event?
Definitely the breaststrokes. 100 in high school because we don't do the 200s, but the 100 and 200 breaststroke for sure.
So I know you had a pretty good rivalry with one of the swimmers at St. X, and the state records, KHSA state records are hard ones to break, and you broke that record. What did that feel like? Describe that moment.
It was surreal. I finished that race and I'd never beat Will in my life before. So that was the first time. And on top of that, it was a record. So it was, I'd have to say, the peak of my career so far, but we'll see where we go from there.
Let's talk to Nathan a little bit. So Nathan, same question. Who got you interested in swimming?
Probably my older brother, Brian. He's 5 years older than me, and we used to go to the Y all the time, and we'd race, and he'd let me like win sometimes. And
that was nice. They let you win sometimes. So what do you like about the sport of swimming?
I like how swimming can be so crazy sometimes, but also calm. Like in the 100 butterfly, which is my favorite event, when you're above the water, it's like a lot of splashing, a lot of turning. But when you're underwater, it's very peaceful almost.
And what was your favorite win of the season?
Probably the 200 medley relay. Being with these four guys and touching together, it was definitely the highlight of my season.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like it. There really isn't. So, all right. Well, thank you all for being on the Scholastic Ball Report today, and thank you, Coach Pleasance, for being here with us.
Thank you.
And congratulations on an excellent season at Dunbar. Well, that's it for the Roberts Insurance Teams of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Okay, with so many places to buy new appliances, where should you go? A big box store? How about a warehouse club? I don't think so. Go where your neighbors go. P-Rats was voted Central Kentucky's favorite place to buy appliances. Here's why. They have all the major brands at the guaranteed lowest price, low interest financing with options to fit any budget, plus an award-winning in-house service and installation team. Voted Central Kentucky's favorite place for appliances. We're the best in the bluegrass.
Nobody beats P-Rats. No matter who you cheer for or what the sport,
Clark's Puppet Shop is there to support the young people who play.
Whether it's a snack on the way to the game or restocking on the way home, Clark's is the winning stop. And when you're choosing from drinks, chips, or a one-of-a-kind crispy, crunchy chicken, you'll be a winner no matter what the scoreboard says.
Clark's Puppet Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
We all want more of a good thing.
More.
And Miss Moore was no different.
More.
As her name suggested, she loved more.
More. More.
So when Miss Moore was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more lawyers, more offices, and more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore. When you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
You found him.
We found him. You saved my son's life.
Oh, fighting monsters isn't for everyone. Soon fate will be in our hands.
A matter of time before you come across a monster and then something has to die.
You sing a song tonight, someone burns, and then the curse is lifted.
Things are gonna get toasty. There's a monster out there that needs hunting. Let's go hunt.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. With the honor of the second Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, the wrestling team from Great Crossing High School. With us is wrestling coach Sam Murdoch and three of his wrestlers. Welcome to the Scholastic Ball Report, Coach.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate taking time out of your day to listen to what we have to say.
Talk about your season so far this year, Coach.
We started the season, obviously, like every other team, in the middle of October. We finishing up. We've had 32 student athletes. We were fortunate enough this year to compete outside of the state of Kentucky several weekends. Well, we were able to also run two full varsity teams, and we were able to keep another team that was composed of a little less experienced and younger wrestlers in state, and allow them hopefully to have the opportunity one day to wrestle for the Navy team. The two teams we have are the Navy and Kelly. The Navy is usually our older wrestlers, and the Kelly is composed of our younger wrestlers.
Well, introduce your wrestlers with us. Tell a little bit about them.
Okay, this is Gus Roberts. He's one of our seniors, our captains. He wrestles 132 pounds. He'll be going into the state tournament this past weekend. He won the 132-pound weight class at semi-state. Gus has been wrestling a long time. This is Trent Cano. Trent is also one of our seniors. Trent placed 5th this weekend at semi-state. Trent was a state placer last year, as was Gus. So we've got those two, and then over my shoulder is Rowdy Benner. That is his common legal name, Rowdy. He's a junior, and Rowdy wrestled 26. And this weekend, Rowdy was our semi-state runner-up at 126 pounds.
Rowdy, let's start with you. How long have you been wrestling there at Greg Crossing?
I've been wrestling about 13 years overall, and I've been wrestling for Great Crossing for about 4 years since this program started.
Well, you're in the 126 weight class. The coach already told us that. You were runner-up at this. So what will you do to try to win the state this weekend?
I got to come into practice with my mind focused on getting better. I got to work on the stuff that I didn't do good at semi-state. I got to work with Gus and try and critique each other to get each other ready for state starting Friday.
Well, Trent Kano, who got you interested in wrestling, Trent?
It was my friend's dad. He was my baseball coach, and he kind of just told me about it, and I showed up to a practice.
What do you like about the sport?
It's the hardest sport that you'll do, and like nothing compares to that feeling when you get out there and you finally like put in what you got out what you put in.
Gus, how you doing, Gus?
I'm doing good, Coach.
What weight class do you wrestle in?
I wrestle at 132.
So you get to practice a lot with Rowdy and Trent, don't you?
Yes, sir. Rowdy's been my drill partner for the past 4 years.
Oh, gotcha. What kind of conditioning do you stay in for wrestling?
I would say the best shape that you can ever be in. That's what you need to be in to be at the top of your game. And it's all about doing stuff after practice. You can put all the work in the room, but if you want to be the best of the best, you got to start running after practice in the morning and the summer.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Coach Murdoch, Gus, Rowdy, and Trent for being on the show today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Time for your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. Douglas and Bryan Station in the 42nd District Championship. And this is Douglas's Jamira Christian. She can really play. The lone senior on the Douglas roster goes coast to coast for the lay-in. She had 20 points as Douglas wins the 42nd District by the final of 56-43. That is your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but two Nano hearing aids for just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get two CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-684-9098. Again, that's 800-684-9098.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report for the UK Sports Medicine and Healthcare segment. Today we have athletic trainer Ricky Morris from Lincoln County High School to talk to us about cross training. Welcome in, Ricky.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's start with a description of exactly what is cross-training.
Yeah, so cross-training, I would say, isn't necessarily one thing. It's a way to vary the training program from your primary sport, by combining different types of activities or, maybe playing different sports. When someone exercises, it's beneficial to use activities with all kinds of different movement patterns. If you work out with no variability, and it's the same thing every day, you may actually kind of increase your risk for injury, even though you're exercising, just because of all that repetitive strain and overuse of whatever joints that you use the most. So as athletes, we can use our off season to continue growing as an athlete and getting stronger, but also maybe to develop some other parts of the body and being forced to think differently too.
Exactly. So it sounds like cross-training is not the same thing for everyone.
That's right. Yeah. The bones are the same. An ideal cross-training routine, it'll include cardiovascular exercise, training, and flexibility no matter what. But, for example, if your sport is one that has short bursts of high intensity by nature, you can switch that up by doing, longer, more intensity workouts. Something like a hike or a long bike ride where you're given a constant effort for a long time, as opposed to maybe football where it's, all out for 5 to 10 seconds and then you rest for a little bit and do it again. If your sport is something like hiking or bike riding, and it's that distance running or soccer even, then off-season cross-training for you may be something more like sprint training or swimming and something that's more high burst.
So how can an athlete incorporate cross-training into their routine? Particularly if they haven't done that before.
Sure. You're looking to get 30 minutes of aerobic exercise at least 3 times per week. Anything to kind of get the heart rate up and get you breathing hard. If you don't have 30 minutes all in one block, then you can break that up over multiple shorter sessions throughout the day. If that's what your schedule kind of dictates. If you can add in your strength training, weights, resistance bands, something like that, twice per week. Then that's great too. You can keep things fresh by switching between weights, resistant bands, and even body weight for variety. And then finally, somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes of stretching and mobility exercises each day. Think yoga or just kind of your regular old stretching. Reach towards the toes and hold there. It may sound similar to what your coaches are doing with you already as a high school athlete, which is great. But if not, you have that much more freedom to be creative in how you get your exercise in over the off season.
Got it. Well, thank you, Ricky, for that important information and benefits of cross-training as part of a high school athlete's workout routine.
Absolutely. Any way we can keep it fun, we try to.
It sounds like it's a lot, more interesting to add other things in just to keep things fresh, so to speak. Well, thank you for being on the Scholastic Ball Report.
All right, thanks. Have a good one.
That's it from Ricky Morris from UK Sports Medicine, always keeping us healthy for all high school sports contests. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Well, look who it is back in the 44th District. Madison Central, Madison Southern. Last year, Southern stunned Central on its way to the Final Four of the 11th region. Central, well, they've not forgotten about that. That guy right there can flat out coach. Yep. First quarter, the Eagles getting it quickly up the court, over to the corner where number 3 nails a 3. That is Braden Hudson getting his team on the board first. Central's Jalen Davis. He is good. The quick look inside to Eli Steele. He's good too. Gets the easy bucket. Indians on the board. Then it's Jaden West drives. Gets that little floater to go. Indians trail by 1. And the intensity turns up a notch. Whoa! So there's Davis missing a dunk. Rebound Southern, the outlet, and at the other end, Avery Davidson with the layup. Eagles taking it right at Central tonight. Central, though, gets the win and the district championship, 57-47, the final there.
A lot of green meeting in the boys' 41st district. Western Hills, Great Crossing, the Wolverines' 2 losses at district play this year, both coming at the hands of the Warhawks. Is the third time the charm for Western and Jeff Cody. His kids came out ready to rock. Gage Richardson dished to Junius Burrell, knocks down the 3. He had 14. Walter Campbell is a man beast. Kisses it off the glass. It's a 2-point game. A miss on the other end, but Malachi Moreno, how do you can't do anything about it. 6'11", second chance points. Moreno with 13. Campbell just beyond the arc. It's Soup with 27 and 25 boards. Great Crossing will grind it out. 78-73 in triple overtime.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Now with locations in Lexington, call 1-800-829-5680 for a free no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritis-kneepain.com.
Well, that's the show for this week. Join us next week for another Scholastic Ball Report featuring high school athletes. As always, special thanks to the Scholastic Ball Report team. Prep Spin's King of Stream, William Warfield. Joel Clace, our director, WKYT. Executive producer, Bridget DeVries. And also the KYT sports staff, Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard, and Lindsey Goff. And remember, for those you see and you don't see, keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.